guys, welcome to a brand new episode of the Receipts podcast. Now I know it looks a little bit different, but fear not, because everything is normal. Tolly is just not in the building with me, but I can hear her loud and clear. Tolly, how are you? Calling from Lagos, Nigeria.
Live from Lagos, Nigeria. Do you know when you watch like T4 and that, and they'll be like reporting back from Lagos, Nigeria? That's literally what it feels like.
It's like, Talani, what is going on over there? What is going on over there? Reporting live and direct from London.
Okay, so I can confirm here live from Lagos, Nigeria, that it is boiling. My aircon is just turned off. So I'm so sorry, but so if I start sweating, it's because the aircon is off because I don't want noise in the background. So I'm going to be here hot and boiling. But hello everyone. How are you all feeling? It's like I'm in the live audience. How are we all feeling?
Quite the opposite, to what you're dealing with over here. It has been like since you left town. Oh my God, you took the sun with you. It has been so cold. Like last week was a joke. Like it wasn't even like, it was frosty. You know, like when it hurts, that kind of cold? Yeah. It was that kind of cold. And then it was like raining.
Anytime it's that cold, I always think if someone slaps me, I will kill them.
No, honestly, because that will be... If they can actually get their hands out to slap you, then boy, I don't know what is going on with them, because it is freezing. But the sun's out a little bit today, so it's brighter. But my God, it's still trapping out here, these streets.
But also about time.
Yeah, to be fair, we've kind of been like... We've been lucky with the weather. Yeah. It's been nice and mild up until quite recently. So, I mean, it's December. It's November, December. Like, what the hell do you expect? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we've gotten a bit... like comfortable with global warming. Like, why would it not be cold in December? Like, why would it not be cold end of November? But it is bitterly cold over here.
Well, it is very, very hot over here. I just got to Lagos this morning. I spent my first week in Nigeria in Abuja, and I genuinely feel like I'm doing a journalist voice. Why am I doing that?
No, it's giving that.
And I have to tell you about my flight. Okay, so it was my first time in Abuja, right? And so I'd been to Nigeria loads of times, whatever. And then the first time in Nigeria, I had to go from the onset. You know me, I'm the worst packer in the world. I didn't pack until the day I'm flying. I'm still packing. I'm still trying to pack. I always do it. I don't know what's wrong with me. And it does not make my life any easier. So anyway, I eventually pack. I get to the airport. I'm like, cool. I'm good to go. Ready for this break. Let's go. Whatever. Do you know how we always talk about when we are on first class flights? I mean, the one time we were on first class flights.
Did you go first class?
No, I think it's important to balance the room and tell stories of when you're not on first class. So I was in economy, and I'm talking the pits of economy. Like 35J.
Like my God.
The back.
Oh,
because of course you can pay for seats when you book, but I don't believe in paying for seats. Do you know certain things I just don't believe in paying for?
Yeah, come on now.
I paid for the flight. Why should I pay to book a seat? It actually irritates me.
An extra,
so much. It's one of my things.
I think that's cheeky.
Do you know how everybody has their thing of that? No, I'm not doing that one. That's one of my things. I'm not paying for a seat.
No, that's cheeky.
I just think it's cheeky.
Yeah.
So of course, because I didn't pay, I got the last at the dire end. Of course, I mean, get there right. You keep walking. You keep walking. It's like, where is this 35, buddy? 35 is right by the fucking toilets, right at the end. Cool, I get there. Come to find out, 35J is a middle seat. I am God. Irritated. I am irritated.
The middle is like, the worst. Oh my days.
And because Nigerians are always there prompt, there was already filled, people were already in their seats.
Of course, comfortable seatbelt on.
So I was like, I put my luggage up, I go to my seat. Next to me by the window is an older woman. I was going to say an older black woman. They were all black. Older woman. Me, and then a guy next to me, right? Cool. So we all do our seats, whatever. And like, it was a late flight. So I was going to pop my melatonin and I was going to sleep the 6 hours, get to Nigeria. That was my plan. I was just going to sleep the whole time. So the flight takes off. I do my prayer, pop my melatonin. We're like an hour or so in, and the woman next to me the older woman keeps tapping me. And I'm like, what is this woman want? In my sleep. I wake up, I'm like, yeah. She was like, the seat belts, how do I take it off? I thought, for fuck's sake.
Oh my God.
And because respect, older woman, whatever, I should have to take it off. Cool, I go back to sleep again. She texts me again. She wants to watch the TV show. How does she watch the show? She doesn't know how to do anything in this thing. Right? And I'm getting so irritated. So I'm like, oh, this woman's not going to let me sleep. So I go to turn on my telly on the seat. The guy next to me turns it off and says, why don't we have a conversation?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Audrey, can you see the vein on my head? The vein on my head is how angry I was.
Like hell. Oh my god.
I literally said, I was like, are you having a fucking laugh?
Ain't no way.
Are you having a fucking laugh? He was like, sorry. And I just like, okay, go back to sleep. They're serving food. I hate plain food. I never eat plain food. So when it comes, I was like, no, thank you. The woman wakes me up. I said, no, I don't want it. No, thank you. Go back to sleep. She eats her food. She texts me again. She says, oh yeah, go and get up and tell them to give you your food that you want it. I'll help you eat it.
Oh my God. I can't even. Flying is already annoying enough as it is, let alone all of these little things that are happening at the same time. I would have been raging. And you're in the middle. And you
know them older women that don't say please? They almost just expect.
Yeah.
There was no please, can you help me? Are you able to? It was this very like direct, authoritative tone. And I'm like, well, I am actually not one of your kids.
Yeah, I don't know you, lady.
I actually don't know you, to the point that you have to fill out a form to enter Nigeria. They gave her the form. She said, oh yeah, fill out the form. I said, but I don't know that. I don't know your information.
Oh my God.
That's when I lost it. I was like, I don't know your information. How can I fill out the form? I don't know your information. I was getting so angry.
So you were basically working on this flight?
But basically, for this woman. And I was so agitated because I timed it right. I was going to land, drop my things, go do my hair. And so I really needed that sleep. That sleep did not happen.
Yeah.
Cool, whatever. Get to the airport now. Now, you know we both hate this. We have this thing in common. Do you know people who can sing? Yeah. And they want everybody to know they can sing. We've experienced that loads in our time.
We have. We really have. We suffered.
As hell.
Suffered is the word.
So, there's this guy, he was in first class on the flight and people kept stopping him to take pictures. I don't know who he was, but like people knew who he was. Clearly he was a singer. And because everybody was like stopping him and I just wasn't paying him any eye, he kept singing. When it wasn't a baggage claim, he kept singing next to me. So I can be like,
so he was serenading you?
But it was gospel. He was singing gospel. But I was facing my phone the whole time. I was like, I know what you want. You want me to be like, oh my God, you got a nice voice. And I won't do it. I will, for all the times I had to do it, I will not do it this time. I'm just not going to act like I know anything.
But why are you doing that on a flight? Like, that is just not appropriate. Or at the airport, whatever. That's just not appropriate.
It was a journey. It was a journey to get here. But I will say, Abuja is a lot calmer than Lagos. Oh my gosh, the difference is insane. Like, I was already giving myself up to be like chaos and madness and like the shock face. And it was so lovely and everybody was so nice and all of that. One night I stayed in a hotel. Went for breakfast in my best stop. And in 2.5 seconds, there was a scarf over my shoulder.
Oh, no way. I hate when that happens because it really makes you feel raggedy.
Audrey,
yeah, that happened to me in Dubai. Like I was so embarrassed. It's actually awful. It's such a violating feeling because it's just like, oh, okay, like I'm inappropriate kind of thing. They do that in Dubai all the time. Like you can't come down there in like anything that resembles pajamas or anything that's like showing shoulder or, you know, oh God, yeah, awkward.
I even went down for breakfast in a bra. I don't even wear a bra. I thought I was even being
modest. No, you don't really be wearing bras. Yeah.
And literally, I didn't even know where it came from. She just draped me with that scarf. I was like, oh, I've got it. Thank you.
Okay, say no more.
I am indeed a whore.
Oh God.
But yeah. Anyway, in Lagos now. Landed in Lagos this morning, and the airport is as chaotic as it always is. But we move. I've
heard about the Lagos airport, but the main thing is that you got there safely.
I'm here safe and sound.
You're here safely, and you're there safe and sound. Thank God.
That
journey. Woo, over here, nothing. It's kind of quiet. It's kind of quiet. I mean, obviously not quiet enough for there to not be things to talk about. There's always things to talk about, but a lot less eventful over here, apart from the freezing cold weather, which is driving us all crazy, which we've already talked about. But no, there's a couple of things I got on my list that I want to talk to you about.
Okay, let me hear it.
So,
also remind me, I need to talk about Jules saying that children don't need to be able to read. Please.
Wait, who's Jules?
Santana.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say Jules' baby. I was about to lose my mind.
No, not Jules' baby.
Jules baby.
Not
Hell
my
no,
Jules baby.
My Jules baby. My Jules baby would never ever say
Your
such a
Jules
thing.
baby
Okay,
would
yeah.
never
Okay,
say
less
that.
surprised, but he would never in his life. But yeah, we'll definitely talk about that because I can't believe I used to fancy Jules Santana so badly and now he's just
Did you?
fallen off so badly. But have you heard? Yeah, badly, like back in the day. Oh my God, I thought he was so good looking. Yeah, Cameron can still get it, you know. Cameron looks
Cameron and Jim
really,
Jones
really good.
can still get it.
Yeah, I think all of Dipset, apart from Joel's, which is ironic because he's the youngest, they've all aged really well. Like Cam's 50, and I watched his most recent. Oh my God! Speaking of Jules, now Cameron. Now that we're on the topic, really quickly, yeah. He did an interview with Breakfast Club not that long ago. It's actually a really good interview, and he breaks down like his fallout with Dame Dash and all the rest of it. But I did not know, that he was this petty. So basically, he had like this beef with who was it? So you know Cuba Gooding Jr. You know his brother. I think his name's Omar Jr. Gooding Jr.
You're lying. They're siblings.
And they're brothers.
Wait,
They are brothers. The one that was in Baby Boy. That's the only film I remember.
Who was the one that got arrested?
Remember him being in.
Recently,
Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got arrested. So he's the older one.
Yeah.
And then his brother is Omar Gooding Jr., who was in Baby Boy with Tyrese. Yeah. So Cameron, I can't remember how the beef started, but basically he got the ultimate revenge. It was something to do with money, and Cam just was like, "No, you're being disrespectful." So I think he was supposed to be in Paid in Full because Cam is supposed to be doing like a reboot of Paid in Full. So I think he was supposed to be in it. It didn't really work out, and I think Omar was like complaining about the money, like he was going around publicly talking about, the money wasn't good enough and blah blah blah, and how are you going to offer me this fee and all the rest of it. So then Cam basically set up a whole fake film, contacted his agent with this offer for way less than what he was going to pay him for Paid in Full. And so then Omar's been like, yeah, absolutely, like sign me on, blah blah blah. And then Cam's like, you idiot, like you tried to out me for paying you X amount on this film, but look at what I offered you for this film that doesn't even exist. I was like,
did he show up to the set and everything?
Everything, like, and there was nothing about it was real.
You know, life is seasonal. You know, sometimes you get an email, you're like, no, I'm not doing that. Sometimes you get an email, you're like, you know what? I
might just have to. Exactly. But the fact that Cameron went out of his way to do that, I just thought it was so...
That is incredibly
It was so petty. That is so petty. But anyway, we digress. This episode is sponsored by Boots, the beauty destination this Christmas.
Okay, so I don't mean to brag. I really don't, but I'm going to brag. I have been on top of my Christmas shopping this year, and Boots has been my go-to place.
I absolutely agree. And you know what? Yeah, you can always trust Boots to have the best new exclusive trending beauty gifts. I mean, who doesn't love perfume or skincare?
Okay, so I am all over skincare and beauty products. I love it for me. I love it for my friends. And sometimes, with all the love in the world, I kind of look at them and think, okay, what do I think you need? And then I get them that as a gift. I think it's always really nice to try something that you've actually never used before. Because often you buy the same beauty products all the time. So if I'm going to gift you, I'm going to give you something new and exciting, something you haven't tried yet.
Yeah, I love that for us.
And something that's like I've tried, but I don't think everybody else has, is I'm a cleansing balm babe. It's honestly the first thing I do when I start like taking off my makeup. And I have a new favourite, and I think it's only right that I gift the people I love it. And it's the LMS Pro Collagen Black Cherry Cleansing Balm. I love it. It's great. Would recommend. So it's a gift.
And what I want to gift to my younger cousin, because she's just about to start her skincare journey, is the Happy 4-step routine. So I think it's perfect for younger girls that are just about to enter the world of skincare. And I think she'd love it. And it's available on boots.com from the 14th of November.
Do you know what I like about it? I've seen it. It's the bright colours.
Yeah,
I am a
so
sucker
Yeah.
for things that are bright colours, especially when I'm gifting things as well. And also what I absolutely love doing is that like giving little gifts in addition to the big gifts. So I'll like throw in like the Boots Glossy Balm Trio. Because it's like got 3 different colours. Who doesn't love lip gloss? I put lip gloss in my car, in my handbag, and in every room in my house somewhere. And I think everyone else should do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? You know how we always talk about like our everything shower? I think the Estridge Complete Shave Set is perfect. I just think like who doesn't want to luxuriate while shaving?
Not luxuriate.
Who doesn't want to luxuriate whilst they're having their everything shower? I think it's the perfect gift. And guys, don't forget to collect points on your Boots Advantage card.
Gift happily ever after with Boots. Shop in store, online or on the app.
Products in selected stores, subject to availability.
3 for 2 on gifts marked with the parcel symbol.
Every third product is free. So what I was going to talk to you about before we started talking about Dipset was this. Have you seen this thing about the Danish deception?
Okay, so I'm not on TikTok, right? But I've been seeing people reshare it on Instagram.
It's everywhere. Yeah, it's literally everywhere.
The other day I was like, someone put this on YouTube. Yeah, I want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised.
A romance con story. It's one of my favorite genres of stories and crime. God forgive, like just the story. I don't think it's wrong to do, but I love hearing them stories. Please give me a breakdown because I haven't listened to any of it.
Do you know, I haven't listened to the full 20 because there's 27 parts, and apparently it is like it's topped. Who the fuck did I marry? Like it's actually topped that series.
Numbers wise, really.
So yeah, it's doing bits and it's caused so much conversation because the core message is do not give men money, which we have been screaming from the rooftop since 2017. And clearly no one wants to take her advice because we're still here. And then you think people would have learned from Tinder swindler. There's been way too many stories. But anyway, I'll give this is a very, very brief breakdown because even me, I haven't seen it and I want to watch it in full as well. But basically, so this woman, I think her name was Anika, and she was on The Bachelor USA. And so she had met this guy in Croatia, and really tall, good-looking Danish guy, and they hit it off and they got married very quickly, right? So she's thinking
she's married to someone.
Yeah, they were married. They were married, right?
Okay.
And so the only issue that they had was the long distance thing. So they were trying to figure it out. In that process, she managed to help him get a green card and all the rest of it. So they were kind of like he was flying back and forth. And then, so she believed that he was the CEO of some company and he was earning over 400k a year. So she's really thinks she's found her equal. She's found the love of her life, blah, blah, blah. So everything's going well. They've taken a couple of trips. So things seem to be like checking out, right? All of a sudden, he starts asking for money. So he said that he'd invested in some apartments, an apartment complex in Denmark, and he was short of 6k for repairs. So that was the first time. So she didn't really think anything of it.
Would you give
this is my husband. Do you know what? I think at this point, I see what. Yeah, I think it's quite easy to, because at this point you're in a partnership, right? So you're just kind of thinking, like, he's making an investment. He might be a little bit low on, low on cash at the minute. And if I have to like subsidize it, then I don't mind doing that because it's going to come back to the same household. Do you know what I mean? And 6k is a lot of money, of course it is, but in the grand scheme of, we are talking about two people that are very, very successful people financially, it might be a drop in the ocean. Do you know what I mean? Like it might be someone else's £60 kind of thing. But anyway, that was like the first thing that he asked for. So she kind of ran the money over, and then the money just started increasing and increasing and increasing. In the midst of all of this, they're still doing things that would suggest that, there's money there, he's got money, but it turns out that he was basically scamming other women to get this money to basically fund the lifestyle that he was giving her. He had also been asking her family for money, and the family hadn't told her. So he's going to her mum. He's going to her dad.
What?
Exactly. So he's like gone to her mum. He's gone to her dad. He's gone to her sisters. He'd even asked her friends for money. Right. And so then eventually it all comes out. Shit's hit the fan. And you never guess what? He fucking divorces her. There's so much more chaos that happens in the midst of that. But I think he borrowed something like 32k from her sister. And all in all, he scammed her for like for £300,000.
Do her family not talk?
This is the thing. This is the $1 million question. Because imagine if Nick came to you and was asking you for money, and he's like, no, so he asked her sister. He asked her sister for money because he wanted to gift her with a Ferrari.
So why am I in it? So
exactly. So if you want to gift my sister a Ferrari, but you're asking me for the money,
so I'm gifting my sister a Ferrari then. So I should buy my sister a Ferrari. Essentially, and there was all kinds of other wild lies that he told. Like it's just a hot mess. And apparently he'd scammed some other woman who believed that he was a surgeon in, Yemen. Oh my God.
He told this woman he was a surgeon in Yemen. But he was doing this like internationally.
Wow. I find it so interesting because the thing is, it always does start with like a 6k. It starts with I love you, I've love bombed you, I spent all this money on you, you are the best, I need you in my life, blah, 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 blah. oh shit, I made a bad investment. And you always know that businessmen make investments. So, hey, maybe it's possible that you made a bad investment.
Yep. And the thing is, I think the key word is love bombing, because I think that behavior sets you up to believe that, because the thing is, what they're actually doing is love bombing, right? But what they're trying to project is that actually I've got it like that, so this is just our lifestyle. But actually it's love bombing, because they want you to believe that they've got it like that. So when you do turn around and ask them, when they do turn around and ask you for money, it almost seems more, it makes the lies more believable, because it's like, well, he's done all of these things for me, he's done all of that for me. Do you know what I mean? And it's just all manipulation at its finest.
During this time, I really want to deep into this. During this time, does she see him? Does she go to Croatia to go link up with him? Do they meet?
Yeah, they link up. They link up. Yeah, they link up. They do actually go on some holidays. They do actually go on trips. They meet up. She managed, her and her family managed to help him get his green card as well, by the way. So she's really helped this guy out. All in all, he scammed her for like 300k, which is a lot of money. And because bearing in mind, I can't remember the exact length of time they were married, but it was very short. So to get 300k out of someone in a short amount of time is crazy. And again, she just believes she's investing in her husband. And I don't think, that if he had left her, if he hadn't left her, she wouldn't be with him. I think she'd still be with him. I think she's doing the story time and stuff like that because it hasn't worked out and he's left her, kind of thing. But yeah, it's a hot mess. It's
the
crazy.
Family one that I don't get, because if my sister's husband messaged me and was like, "Hey, can I have 100k?" I'm calling my sister. I'll be like, what's 100%. Going on in that household? Even if he was like, please make sure you don't tell her. I'll be like, yeah, sure, don't worry. I'll never tell her. Between me and you. Yep. As soon as we hang up, I'm calling my sister.
This is the thing, because how can that loyalty to him override the loyalty you're supposed to have with your sister? I don't care what anybody tells me, especially if my sister's involved. Do you know what I mean? It's different if she's not involved, but you're actually you're involved in my family. And the fact that they all kept their word, like all of them none of them said anything, clearly, because she wasn't aware of any of it until shit hit the fan. So that is crazy that he felt that comfortable.
But you know what, actually, people can get away with it, because I think, maybe not in this because it's like a brother-in-law, but I think, let's say me and you have a mutual friend, right? Especially with guys. I think people, not just guys, people like to cover people's backs. So me and you have a mutual friend and the friend has asked you for money. It's very unlikely you will tell me that this person asked you for money because you're trying to keep their shame.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? You're trying to you're not trying that seems insane that someone's asked you for money. You're like, oh, guess what? I just get this person money. And then if the person that comes to me and asks me for money, it's unlikely that I'm going to tell you that, hey, I just lent Zoe money.
This is the
because it feels like you don't do that. That's not what friends do. If you're going to lend someone money, you don't go brag about it. So that's how someone could actually start. I can understand someone scamming a friendship group where we're all friends. Yeah. Because it'll be big. And then one day, everybody will be like, oh, fuck that girl, she owes me money. And you'll be like, wait, she owes me money too. And that's when everybody finds out that.
It always comes out. It always comes out that way. It always comes out that way when, especially in a friendship group thing, when
it'll be like somebody's next one day, and it'll be like
exactly. They owe me money too. Like, I can't lie, blah blah blah. Like, this person owes me money, because I do think that the whole owing money thing, it's kind of like, I don't know, you feel kind of not ashamed because everybody can fall by hard times or whatever. It's not really a thing, but it's just something that I keep to myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go around telling the whole world and being like, oh, this person owes me money. Like, it's not something that you say casually in conversation.
You know what I realised? That's what the people bank on that. That's what they bank on. They bank on knowing that you're a good enough person who is not going to go around and be like, this person owes me money. The person that owes me money, one day. But the thing is, even if you do talk, you look like the bad person for talking. I don't know how you are the bad person when someone owes you money. Suddenly you're shy to call them. You can't message them and that's fine, but you owe me money.
I don't care. Someone borrowed money off me recently and I asked for it back because
did you get it back? I asked for it back, didn't get it back.
I got it, but it was such a mad thing because basically they asked me for it and I was like, yeah, sure. And I could tell because it's not even someone that I'm close with, right? Like that. But I feel like sometimes people do that because it feels almost less embarrassing than going to people that you're super close with. So I was like, yeah, sure, I got you. So I lent the money, right? And I was like, yeah, because they were like, because you know when people are grateful, they're like, oh my God, yeah, thank you so much, I'll pay you back, blah, blah, blah. And they start over-promising. I was like, that's fine, don't over-promise, just pay me back when you know you're going to have it. And they were like, nah, I swear, like I'm going to have it end of September, early October. I was like, no problem. This was like summertime, cool. So then, as time's going, so we get to end of September, and there's been no mention of the money. And the thing is, I wasn't even gonna like pressure them, because I was just like, well, clearly if they had it, they would pay me back, because they were so adamant, right? But then they messaged me saying, oh, send me your bank, like, do you want me to pay it back into this bank account? So I was like, oh, I love this. Like, this is really like responsible. Like, I love that. This is someone I would lend to again. They were like, oh, should I send it back to this account? Because I'm going to send it back in 2 days. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I'm thinking the money's going to land in 2 days. And then like 2 weeks goes by and I don't hear anything. So I'm like, okay, that is weird. And then I'm hearing that this person is on holiday, living it up, because they told me it was for an emergency, right? And the thing is, if I've lent it to you, it's not for me to police what you do with it. Just make sure you pay me back. I'm not really bothered. Do you know what I mean? So, but then I'm hearing the person's on holiday, but I'm not seeing this holiday on Instagram. I'm seeing like a different perception on Instagram, but apparently this person's living up on Snapchat, which I do not have. Right? So I'm just like, I'm not bothered. My whole thing is, what I didn't like was this whole thing of like, send me your bank details, because it was so performative. Like, you know, you didn't have any intentions of pay. Because to me, if you're doing that, you've got the intention of paying me back, as like exactly when you said, right? So then I'm hearing like, oh, no, they're living it up on Snapchat. They're on holiday. And I was like, a holiday is definitely not an emergency, but sure, whatever.
And also, why are you not posting on Instagram? You know why you're not posting on Instagram.
Exactly. 100%. And that felt very manipulative to me. And I didn't really like that. But again, that's not necessarily my place. But then I was like, no, I've got to start. I'm going to ask them to cough up. So I messaged and I was like, I sent a question mark next to the, I replied to the last message they sent me about, and I was just like, question mark. And they were just like, do you, if you need it. And like, they sent a voice note and they were just like, if you need it, I can get that to you ASAP. But kind of talking to me in a tone like, am I the poor desperate one kind of thing? And I was just
why am I begging for my money if I need
That's what I'm saying. But I didn't like that tone, because it was just like, if you need it so badly, I can get it for you. I did not like that tone, because to me, if I did that, at the very least, I'm coming with humility. At the very least, just be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I was meant to, I know I said I was going to send it. I'm so sorry. Something happened. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind when you communicate. It's the lack of communication. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, well, actually, I need the money for this. So, if you could get it back to me by Friday.
Why do you even need to send me money for this? I want my money back.
Exactly. I don't even have to need it. It's rightfully mine.
My money.
Mind you, this is way past the deadline now. So this is all like mid-November at this point. So I've already given you a 2-month extension. You told me you were going to have this money for me end of September, early October latest. It's now mid-November. And I just did not like that tone. And ordinarily, and do you know what was so ironic? If the person had come to me on a bit more of a humble tip, I would have been like, do you know what, when you have it. But because there was attitude, I was like, I need that money back.
Yeah.
and I also didn't like that play of the performative asking of the bank details. You had no intentions of paying it back that day.
Do you know the worst performance play? So you hear nothing, you don't hear anything. Your money is gone. You don't hear nothing, and then you're like, "Hey, just wait to know what's up with this." And because I always feel shy to ask for my money back, it's so mad. I always say, "Hey, my accountant just needs to know." I always make up some stories. It's not just my money. So,
yeah.
And then you get I don't know if I remember, but I'll pay you this amount every month. I hate getting money bit by bit.
Yeah,
I hate it.
same.
I didn't give you that money bit by bit.
Exactly, I gave you in a lump sum, hun.
I didn't give it to you. £200 a month. But at this point, if that's what I'm going to get, run that, do that.
But even that, I feel like even that though, I think that is still manipulative, because this whole thing of like, I'm going to give you back in installments, but it's a guilt trip thing for someone to do that, because really and truly, the best thing for you to do is just be honest and say, do you know what? I'm still struggling a little bit. I just need a bit of an extension. I will have it all for you. And then you save up that monthly thing and give me the lump sum. I think if you're a serious person, that's what you will do. But I feel like when they're like, can I pay you back in installments? I can give you £50 a month. You know that is going to tug on the heartstrings of the person that's lent it to you.
Yeah.
So I don't buy it when they do that. I think it's all performative bullshit, and they just want you to feel sorry for them and all the rest of it. And again, I have no issues. Just communicate with me. I've lent money to friends who have communicated with me every month to the point where I'm like, do you know what, babe? It's actually okay.
Stop telling me it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But I get it because it's coming from a place of respect. So when people do the polar opposite, I feel like it's coming from a place of disrespect.
No, it is, and they just bank on you being shy about asking for your money back, or just bank on you being like, oh, it's okay because you somehow feel weird about it. They just because everybody's so weird about money. They bank on you being weird about money, so you just don't ask them for it back. But when you came to ask me and you gave me your soliloquy about everything that's going on in your life, you wasn't shy. None of us were shy.
Exactly. You were humble boots then. So I just think the same. I just think it's just respect versus disrespect at the end of the day. If someone's been gracious enough to do you a favor, especially in these hard times, not everybody doesn't have it. And depending on who it is, like I'm happy to do it. Do you know what I mean? If I can. But yeah, just communicate and be respectful. That's all I ask.
Maybe there's a time to be like, to stop doing it. Like, I feel like it takes someone one time to do that to me. And I'll be like, I will never lend you money. I don't care what your circumstance. I will never lend you money again. In fact, you should be shy to come to me. You should be shy to come to me.
And they should be. And they should be. And that's the only good thing that comes out of that situation is knowing that they've burnt that bridge in that aspect. Like they could never, because if someone has a debt outstanding, like they can't come to you and ask for a top up. They can't come and ask you for more. So it's like,
very mad.
Okay. Exactly. So that's the only like saving grace on that situation. But
I wonder how many friendships break up because of that.
Because of money. Probably quite. Do you know what it is? I feel like people that are very strict. Because some people are very strict about that sort of thing. Like they won't
people in the
let money fly.
Principal people. It's the
exactly.
People that will be like, it's the principal. Then people are the strict people in the. They don't play.
They don't play around.
50, they're like, I don't care. It's the principal.
Exactly.
Am I a principal
exactly.
person? I don't think I'm not that strict. You know.
I'm not that strict at all.
You get a couple of goes with me. I can't lie. You get a couple of goes with me.
Yeah, same. I'm not that strict at all, but also the people that are proper like money managed, and I really respect those people. I need to be more like that because some people will be like, no, if I've done this and I've done that, this is going to come out of this budget. Like some people really budget. So where like, you know, generosity might be a thing of like, it might be quite fleeting, like, you know, just might be a thing of like, oh, whatever. Like, but other people are very much like, no, I'm on a strict budget. I don't care if it was 10 coffees or whatever, you're going to run me back that money. Because like, even when we go on holiday with the girls, they're like that. And we're different because we have a mutual thing between us. But when we go on holiday with the girls, they have a whole app and they're just like, put all the money in the pot and split it via the app. And this person had this and this person paid for that taxi and blah, blah, blah. And I get it and I respect it and I will get involved. But like, me and you, we're not really like that with one another.
No, we're not.
So it's always like,
I'd be like, oh, we beefing. Like, it would definitely be like a £10 ticket, and I'll be like, hey, imagine if I bought you a ticket. Like, I'm like, hey, babe, can you send me like £20, please, and a ticket?
Exactly.
Like, oh.
Exactly.
I'd actually think it was
things
a problem.
like that.
I'd actually think there was a problem. I'd be like,
oh no, definitely.
Yeah. It'll be a sign of a problem.
Yeah, because we've never had that dynamic. Whereas some people are like, even in the group, it's just like, oh, okay, I bought this ticket, and I get the whole thing of like, if you buy 5 tickets, that's now £150. You can't let that slide. Fair. Do you know what I mean? If it's the same £200 going between two people, and it's kind of just going back and forth, then cool. But it's like a round of drinks. It's just like,
there's certain things though I don't think you should ask money for. Like, as in, I don't believe if someone comes to my house and I get a takeaway, they should give me that money.
Yeah, and I agree.
I have been in situations where that has happened.
Same.
The person, like on the way home, someone's like, hey, your food was blah, blah. And I was like, I couldn't.
Same. That's happened to me so many times.
Shocked.
And I've got the Monzo link. I'm like, oh, okay, for the Pizza Hut, okay. Because I just believe in the art of hosting. Like, if someone's coming around to my house and I have enough notice, I'm probably going to cook. Yeah. And if I don't cook, I'm definitely going to order. And if I order, you're coming to my house, so I'm going to treat you. Do you know what I mean? I just see it as like, it's hospitality.
You're
like,
coming to my house, because if I didn't cook, so of course I have to get you food. So I'm getting you food.
Exactly, yeah. 100%. And I just think, that's just... Yeah, I just think that's hospitality, but I get it. I mean, everyone
that bring a bottle of wine or bring a bottle of something,
yeah.
don't finish it and take it back with them. That's crazy to
No,
me.
that is
That's
disgusting.
foul behaviour. You have no home training.
That is terrible.
You bought wine. It's not finishing that you're going to take this back home. Are you a tramp?
No, that's bad. That's really, really bad etiquette. I'm so sorry. Like, I just,
You can't take your drink back. You bought it for the house.
Despicable behaviour.
Yeah, it's like you can't take
exactly.
it
You bought it as a gift, because
house.
even as I'm getting older, I'm trying to be really conscious about going empty-handed to places, because I used to proper go empty-handed everywhere.
I'm so bad.
I used to go empty-handed everywhere, like, and I would just rock up to places, but in my mind I'm thinking, no, because if the shoe was on the other foot I wouldn't expect you to bring anything. But now I'm making more of a conscious effort. Like, if I get invited to like a dinner party, or if I'm going to someone's house and they've got a kid and I haven't seen the kid in ages, like, just bring a little something.
Yeah.
Just take, do you know what I mean? Like, and it's really like something that I'm trying to do.
When I go to birthday dinners, because most people, you go to their birthday dinner, because we got older and stopped getting each other presents. It's so weird. It's like something just
when did that happen?
Stopped.
Yep.
And now I try to be like, go with a card, at least a little voucher.
At least, go with. Yeah, no, honestly, even with the birthday dinner thing, I'm not that mad at it, because these birthday dinners, they get so expensive. Honestly, I feel like my presence is your present.
And most times we end up paying for the birthday girl anyway, so that's not
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's like a lot, but because a lot of my group now are turning 40, I feel like there's some milestones. It's like I have to. Do you know what I mean? I've been to so many birthday celebrations. I've got 2 more this weekend back to back,
wow.
and it's like, I know. So I'm having to so I've gone to a card shop and I just bought bare cards, like some gender neutral ones, gender neutral for 40th birthday cards, and just happy birthday cards. And I'm just like, stockpile, so I'm ready to go. So so I'm pulling up with something, and I just feel, I don't know, I feel a bit raggedy going empty-handed.
And do I do the very black thing of writing the card in the car? Yeah, I do. So.
Oh, hell yeah. I've literally got a pen in my car for that exact reason. That's the only reason I have a pen in the car.
Like, literally.
Yeah.
I've got a pen in the car.
No, exactly.
Like every single time. But I'm really picky about getting cards. Do you know, I can be in a card shop for about an hour for one person's birthday.
You get good cards.
I really like cards. It's because I keep cards. So I think everybody else does, but I realise most people don't.
No, I do not. Like, do you know what? Yeah, I was going through.
Every thought I don't just
yeah, kind of. However, I'm like that with all cards though. So like the other day I was clearing out a cupboard and it was like all of like welcome baby girl cards. I was like, sorry, you've all got to go. So it was like all of those cards I got when Anaya was born, and there was so many, and then all of her like first birthday cards. I just got rid of all of them.
Did you at least keep the ones from like you and Nick, or like her grandparents?
What cards from me and Nick to her? Yeah. No.
Oh,
I got rid of I got rid of Nick's Father's Day card. I just get rid of everything. I just collected all of them, and there was
for your birthday, does your mum give you a card?
Yeah.
So are you not going to follow that tradition? My mum gives me a card every year.
She does. I look at it, I acknowledge it, and then 2 to 3 weeks later I throw it away. But the thing is, I do love receiving cards though in the moment. But then after they're there, because I will have them up on my cupboard or whatever for ages, and I'm just like, okay, the season has gone now.
Yeah.
It's time to take it down.
Like,
and obviously it's sad because
come here, because I was like, oh, your birthday was
there. You go.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, and it's like sometimes I feel bad because people write really beautiful, thoughtful, sentimental messages, but I read it, I internalize it, I remember. And then I discard. Yeah.
I still got cards for my 16th birthday.
I don't have any of that, you know. I don't have anything. The only thing I have is like signed shirts from school. That's it.
Really? Yeah, like I didn't keep so when I moved to my mum's house, there was I had all of my cards, and I was like, no, just keep my signed ones and pick from people that you like. Or people who are still in your life, because it's quite cute to be like, oh, look at this card this person got me when we were this age, sort of thing. But there were some cards that I read, I was like, who the hell is Love and C? Do you I don't even know who Love and C is. Like, you can get rid of this card. It's been because you know in school there's always a Love and C and a Love and S and a Law and A.
Yeah, there's always Bear Laurens and Bear Georges and
Bear Laurens, like bloody hell. Give me a break.
That is hilarious.
But every single time I was like, oh no, I always keep my cards. I love a card.
No, cards are lovely things, and they don't exactly age, do they? But I don't know, maybe because I lack so much space in my house, I'm just always having to clear out. Like it just feels like regular. I am a throw. I am. I think it's a direct response to how my mum lives.
Yeah, you were.
It's a trauma response. And the thing is, sometimes it doesn't work to my favour because I do it with clothes as well. Like, I'll just give loads of stuff away, give loads of stuff to charity. And it's just like, I definitely could have kept that. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't need to be so hasty in getting rid of things, but...
That's my bad habits. Yeah. I have got, like, 2 massive Garden Moscow bags at the moment at mine of clothes that I'm like, I need to sell because half of them have got tags on. And I'm like, I've given a bunch to charity, but I was like, no, these are good stuff. Yeah, and every so often when I go through them and I'm like, oh, I'll put it on Vinted, I can't get myself to do it. It just feels like so much work. But I'll go through it and I just take something out, like, oh no, I'll keep that one. I'm like, see, this is your problem.
Same. That's the thing, because sometimes it will be in your wardrobe for ages, then you're like, okay, this can be in the pile of things that I've got to go.
Yeah.
Then when you find time to go through the things that I've got to go, you're like, actually, why am I getting rid of that?
Yeah.
And then it winds up back in your suitcase again. But I just did a big thing, like I just got rid of loads of stuff, and then you have one of those charity people come and collect it.
Yeah.
And then they come and collect it from your house. But there's some stuff that I was like, no, I'm gonna try and sell it. They took like 3 big bags of Ghana Must Go stuff, like my stuff, Nick's stuff, and Nia's stuff, and they just come and collect it. But then there was a bag that I was like, no, I'm going to try and sell this stuff. So I put a few things on my Vinted, none of which has been shifted, by the way.
Do you want to do a little ad to your Vinted? What's your Vinted?
Yes, my Vinted is... I think it's just called Audrey.
Do you do Vinted or do you use Audrey? You're not on Vinted. Do you use the other one?
Oh no, it's not Vinted. It's Depop. Sorry, Depop, that's probably why. That's probably why it hasn't sold on Vinted, because it's not on there.
It's not on there. Why do I even know that? I was like, I don't think you use Vinted.
It's Depop.
Yeah, I use Vinted.
It's on Depop. None of it has shifted. And then there was like some girl who, I guess she bought the dress off of me, and then wore it and was trying to sell it. But because I don't really check it very often unless I'm doing a thingy, she must have messaged me asking for a refund, but I never saw it. I didn't see the message for like 120
weeks. I
can't
sell them things because what do you mean? One time on Vinted there was a brand new House of CB dress still in store, and I was just like, I lost my receipt, and I was like, they're not going to take this thing back. Let me just sell it. And I put it for £35. Someone's telling me, "Will you take 20? Are you people actually all right?
Are you mad for a brand new House of CB dress? That's like £150 minimum."
Yeah. Like I said, and the reason why I put that, I think I put 35. I was like, 35. It will go quickly. And you're trying to bargain with me. So
yeah.
I was like, get lost, bruv. That's why I can't do it.
I actually
don't want any chat. Buy or get lost.
Exactly, but that's the thing. On those platforms, they are the biggest hagglers, and I get it. But if something is brand new from House of CB, you don't need to haggle that. That's actually a steal. To get a £35 House of CB dress, and you want it reduced even cheaper. But there was like, people be haggling all the time. Or like, I had this jacket and I was selling it because it was too small, and I'd only worn it once, and people were like, "Oh, can we see a picture? Can you post a picture of you in it?" And I was just like, no, because the one time I wore it, I didn't take a picture in it. Like, this is what it looks like. It's been worn once, like it's as good as new. Because sometimes I just take the picture from the website. But yeah, people, they really want to have they really trying to haggle.
On the internet, they actually want you to feed them. So like, I'd post my hair and people were like, "Oh, can we get hair details?" So I put all the details up, did everything, blah, 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 blah. Some girl said to me, "Can I go back and ask them if they can do a video to show how they've done it?"
No, I'm sorry, I cannot. You're lucky you're getting the details, hon.
Do you know what? Why don't I just send you a flight ticket to come to here and then do it for you now?
Exactly.
Because what else do you actually
take off my head? Oh my God. Like, no, people are cheeky.
What else do you actually want?
No.
Because I always found it weird. Someone explained it to me, but I always find it with people like, "What size do you wear?" I'm like, why? You don't know what size I am.
Yeah, do we have the exact same body type? Like, do we have the exact same body? Like, what size do you wear? Start there.
What size do you wear?
That's the thing.
This is not your first time buying clothes. You've got other clothes in your wardrobe. What size of clothes in your wardrobe?
No, people really want to be handheld. Do you like it or not? It's really that simple. Do you think it's a good price or not?
Actually,
like, come on.
As soon as I'll go back and forth once, and then you keep on talking like they're talking to me more like, "This is not WhatsApp. I can't keep talking to you like we're mates." Like, I actually
I'll be there. Like, I'll be on there and I'll feel really motivated, and then literally I'll check the app and it'll be like 120 weeks since I last has been on there. But it is like, you have to have a lot of patience. I feel like you have to outsource someone to just do it for you, because it's like a job in itself.
I will do it. But also the annoying thing is you write everything in the description. People are asking you the questions, but I'm like, if you read the description, it's actually there.
Mm-hmm. And when you post now, I mean, I don't know about Vinted, but on Depop they have AI descriptions.
So
So basically, you upload the picture of the thing, and then it does the description for you.
Oh, wow.
So you don't even have to type it in. It's just like, oh, do you want an AI generated description? And sometimes you might have to add, oh, there's a tassel there or a feather there or whatever.
Oh,
it might not capture everything, but for the most part, it'll be like black corseted blazer, blah, blah, blah. Like it'll do the main details for you.
People don't read, because reading is truly fundamental, which leads me greatly onto Joel's Santana. It was my fault. I called him Jules. That's why you thought it was Jules' baby, not Joel's. So it was actually completely my fault. There's a podcast clip going around where he is. No. So I saw a little bit of clip. I was like, let me go see more of this, because I am trying to be a better person on the internet. So I don't just see a clip, get angry, and then talk about this clip without actually watching the whole thing. I'm trying to like use the internet with more sense rather than just like clickbait and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just go listen to the 10-minute section of whatever this part is. So he's talking about, do you know, like, black men have this, I want to say it's black men, they have this thing with financial literacy. They think they're the first to have discovered it. So when they talk about talk about it as if when they discovered America, or when someone discovered, I guess, and they talk about it as if to be like, I know this information. I'm the only one that has financial literacy.
And it's the most basic shit ever.
And they'll be telling you, So he's talking about like, from a certain grade, kids should know financial literacy. They don't need to know how to read.
Sarah, how can you literate the finance if you can't read?
And then someone's like, but like they'll say, no, they need to know, understand business and things like that. Someone's like, but they'll need to like read their contracts, and he's like, no, because you can get AI to read things out for you. You can read you can listen to a book on YouTube now. Like kids don't actually need to know how to read.
No, that is really
what's
bad.
more important,
That's really dangerous.
Maths or reading? It goes maths, and people are clapping in the background.
He thinks he said something so profound. That's the thing that's so embarrassing. Like, no.
The kids are not all right. The kids can't read.
Especially in America.
At a bad point, just because of like the use of AI, and people just don't. But now you're telling them they don't need to be able to. Do you know how important reading and comprehension is?
100%. 100%. And the thing that's so mad is that, and this is why everybody shouldn't be talking on platforms, because there's a subset of guys, and it's always the people, the kids or whatever, that need that need it the most, that will see that clip and they'll feel justified in not doing well in school. Do you know what I mean? And then it's just like, well, this person said, because
I don't need my books anyway, as long as I know how to
exactly.
sell, and if I.
This is the thing, exactly. And the thing is, the two things can be true. Like, yes, do children need to have financial literacy? Yeah. And even that whole thing when people are like, and like people think they sound so, and I used to be that person actually, when they're like, why are we not learning financial literacy in school? And why are we not teaching kids how to get a mortgage and how to do, I don't think that is actually the job of teachers. Like, that is extracurricular activity that parents can actually instill in their kids. Like, the teachers are there to teach the absolute basics. Some subjects might seem redundant, but they're actually not. Do you know what I mean?
Also,
and so I don't agree with that.
In addition to it, not in replacement of reading.
Exactly.
Right? They can be like, for example, we used to have PSHE. I reckon things like that should be put into PSHE. I don't know if schools still do it, but like it was like the socio-economical, I can't remember what PSHE even stood for now. But things like that, shove that into PHAC. But it doesn't mean, we must now replace English. Unless we replace reading.
Discouraging people to read is projection at its finest. If you don't know how to read, don't drag the rest of the community down with you. What you say is, I am maybe illiterate, English and reading and comprehension wasn't my strongest subjects at school, and I would want better for the younger generation. You don't bring them down talking about, because AI is very new, sir. Like, Joel's is clean in his 40s, so you've lived in a world longer without AI, so why are you pushing AI?
Are you telling your children to not read?
Of course they're not. He would not. I can't imagine that he would encourage his own.
Like, as in, he's like, no,
I don't like that.
Reading is literally fundamental. How are they going to like develop their even the words, the vocabulary? How are they going to develop their vocabulary if they can't read?
And even though my favourite broken clock, Dr. Umar Johnson, because he's a clinical therapist or something, and so he deals a lot with like black boys in particular. And he was basically saying that, and his whole thing that he was pushing when he was actually quite a credible person before he became a bit of a joke online, one of the things that he was pushing is that too many young black boys were being diagnosed with things like ADHD at a very early age because the school system just didn't really want to deal with them. And what was happening is they'd be labeled with these conditions when actually it's not that they have these conditions. A lot of it stems from reading and the fact that they're not reading. So they'll sit in these exams and it's not that they don't understand the questions, they can't comprehend the question. Do you know what I mean? So you can't pass an exam if you can't comprehend the question, and you can't comprehend if you're not reading. So many things actually go back to reading and the importance of it. And so to have someone with a big, it's a necessity. It's a life necessity. So the fact that someone with a huge platform like that would be discouraging kids, especially black boys that are already so disenfranchised, from having that life skill is crazy. Like, and that should have been deleted from the episode.
Wow, because I know people want to get clicks. We should be like, oh, can we edit that bit out? Because
we should edit that bit out. But people are more concerned about getting clicks and getting the attention over some dumb shit that he said than actually thinking about the community aspects and how this impacts people. Because there were people that are going to, because the people that are Joel's age mates, they've got kids and they're going to pass that rhetoric down to their kids. So the kids might not necessarily be listening to Joel's because he's older or what have you, but their dads will. And then their dads will be going back talking about, because Joel said blah, blah, blah. These are the people that need to read the most.
And like, even outside of the necessity of being able to read and reading, it's the joy and the enjoyment of reading. Oh my gosh, I've always been a kid who reads, right? And I still read to this day. And I just think the way it is like expanded my imagination. Like I read 100%. And I see things, and it's like there's storytelling, there's fiction, there's non-fiction. Like there is a world that you can't even comprehend because someone else has made it up, and you get to see these words come alive in a book. And also, Mr. Jules Santana, you are a rapper. Your skill set is like words and spitting and music and rap and all of this. Those are all key to reading. Reading is fundamental to be able to write a good bar, to be able to split, to be able to do all of these things.
Yep.
I don't know again.
Yep. It's actually, you actually can't even make it up.
There's no way
like the jokes write themselves.
It's like, no, financial literacy, fuck the reading. Sometimes I'm like,
that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my whole life.
People.
Black people. Honestly, black people. And it's actually mad because I can't remember if it was Chris Rock that actually came up with the saying, but he had a joke in one of his stand-ups where he was like, if you want to hide something from a black man, put in a book.
Put in a book.
It's just like now, however many years that stand-up was,
here we are.
You've got people actually regurgitating that stuff, but and they're actually being serious about it. It's not even banter. Like you're actually discouraging people from
in the background.
Having access because they are dumb, just like him. Like you want to be excluded from things that are going on because your child won't be able to read. Like, no, that is, you are setting your child up for failure. Like if you actually believe that and think that counting money and getting money and all of these things, which is also vitally important, equally as important, especially now, it doesn't trump reading. Never. Like it does not trump reading by any stretch of the imagination. So that is crazy.
Being able to read might be a bit more important than being like a kid anyway, being like, I need to earn money. Like I said, a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
If my kid knew how to read or was thinking about, financial literacy. Go read.
No, definitely not financial literacy.
You are 8.
Definitely not financial literacy.
Go and read
exactly.
a book, you muppet.
That's the thing, because financial literacy to me is different from maths. Do you know what I mean? So you're trying to suggest that a young child should be able to be getting money and making deals and no, a child shouldn't even be thinking about those things.
Yes, I think that thing is a trauma response. I'm really sad, and it happens in a lot of families when kids from an early age. So I remember when it happened to me when I started being aware of money and how much we don't have or we do have or what we can be spent or whatever. I think it's really sad when the kids get to that age and they're like, and you get it with really considerate kids, right? When they're like, they ask for a lesser Christmas present because they're like, they don't know if their parents can afford it or whatever. But then it gets to a certain age. That's why you get like 14-year-olds going to crunch because they're so concerned with making money. Because they've become so aware of the money in their household.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't.
And sometimes it's you absolutely should not be having those kind of burdens on your back, and sometimes it's not intentional, but they might overhear conversations.
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
It is literally the parents like putting pressure on them, or But it's either way it shouldn't be on a child's shoulders. Like children shouldn't be so aware to the point where they feel like they actually have to go out and earn. Like your main concern should be your head in your books, and that was always the thing that was pushed in my household. Like don't worry about what's going on here. Your books, keep your head down. Your books, your studies. Like that was just the number one thing that my mum expected. She expected nothing else, but you better do well in school, and that was it. You know? Oh my God!
Like you face your thing, let me face my thing about. That's
it. Exactly. Like don't get involved in grown folks' business, and we've got this. But read. But Joelle's, you're a donut. That is a dumb message to be saying out loud. Like that is kitchen table talk. You say that with Kimbella in the house. Don't come and be telling the world that. It's ridiculous. I actually don't know. You know, I wouldn't actually be surprised if she left
either way.
Now, but I haven't.
Either way.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, same. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know, but I just know she's got a really bad BBL. That's all.
I'm so sorry.
That's all I know.
Have you seen Summer Walker's BBL?
Her one, she actually looks like a tooth. Like her BBL is. But have you seen her lately? She's been
and my mouth dropped open. I couldn't believe it.
No, her one is bad. And the thing is with Summer Walker and just her work in general, she used to be such a pretty girl, and then she did that thing with her face where she got the nose job, where you know where it looks like where the nose looks very pinched and it looks like Pinocchio-ish and it's turned up so she did so much
whatever they call it.
And I watched her what's the thing where they sing live? Not Little Desk, what's it called? Tiny Desk, not Little Desk. Yeah, her Tiny Desk, and she did it back in the day, and she was so pretty, like so pretty, and then she's just gone overboard. But her BBL looks insane. Like it looks wild. But she's been getting dragged lately as well because some audio leaked of her. So Rich the Kid, he's some rapper. I don't know any of his music. And I don't even know how the voice note leaked, but he's been going out with this Tory Bricks, like she was like an Instagram girl back in the day. Now she's a DJ. Yeah. That pipeline needs to be studied. But they're in like a very public relationship. They've got a kid, and they're engaged. And some audio of Summer Walker's leaked of her calling Rich the Kid, basically being like, listen, I don't care. I know you've got a girlfriend. I'm not trying to interrupt what you guys have got going on. Get a burner phone and save me on the Pizza Hut. I'm happy to be your side chick. And so that got leaked. I think maybe Tory leaked it actually. And so now she's getting dragged online, and she's come out. No, Tory Bricks.
She's not in jail. Oh
no, he is rotting in jail where he belongs. We thank God. But no, so the Tory Bricks, I think she leaked it. So she's Rich the Kid's girlfriend, fiance, and Summer Walker was. So she was just like, so she came out and she doubled down, and she was just like, well, yeah. And I thought she had a man, because one thing about Summer Walker, she's gonna have a man. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. And so she was like, yeah, we fuck each other about 2 to 3 times a year, and he gives me money, and that's it. And he buys me things, and I trick on him, and that's it. She was like, I want them to be happy. I want them to stay together. She's like, I want them to stay together. You know, I have no interest in being with him like that. I don't even like him. She's just like, we fuck twice a year, and he pays my bills sometimes, and he gives me money, and he buys me gifts, and he does all of this. And she's proper doubling down, so she's probably getting dragged. She's getting dragged left, right, and centre.
Very good.
But I'm just like, we're actually lost. Like we're fully finished.
Walker's view, she's not by herself. She's not alone in it. We're finished.
No, she's not, and she speaks to that kind of audience. She speaks to that kind of audience that believe in all of that, and
there's a woman out there undoing it.
That's why, shout out to the feminists, you know, because I would be so discouraged. Like, if I was like an actual feminist properly doing work here to like make things better for women, and when I saw someone actively being a pick me, I would throw my toys out the pram and be like, nope, I'm done. I am done. I give up. Nope. Put a pin in it. I'm done. No, I just could not. Because people are really setting us back. I'm not fighting this fight. I'd be so emotional. I'd be so emotional about it. And I remember when we had Laura Bates on, and I asked her, and she was so dignified, and I was just like, so you don't get pissed off at them? And she was just like, you know, well, at the end of the day, they're still at the hand of patriarchy. And I was like, you bring it back to the point, Laura Bates. I love that for you. Like, you always bring it back to patriarchy. Me, I'll be in my feelings. I'll be like, no, fuck those bitches. They're not coming on this journey. They can stay over there in patriarchy world. But yeah, that's what's going on. Loud and proud with it as well.
But to be fair, lower base is right. It's not their fault.
Oh.
It's not, at this point, you have to just say it's not their fault.
It isn't, but it's just like, I'm not as gracious as her. I would just be like, you fucking dumb bitch. Look at the people doing the work, and why are you setting us back? But they proper remember that, like, honestly, people are really fighting people are fighting the good fight for our rights, and then you are setting us back with your nonsense and reaffirming that thing that men are the prize. Like, you're really, because Rich the Kid came out and he was just like, yeah, he was like, oh, someone's saying that she's tricked off on me. All I bought her was a G-Shock and a packet of cigarettes, a G-Shock watch and a packet of cigarettes or something, and a takeaway or something. That's what he came out and said. And I was just like,
for goodness, we're done.
Okay.
Every man for themselves. Every woman for themselves. I'm not fighting.
You kind of just have to. You kind of just have to, because it's honestly so tiring. It is so tiring. But yeah, that's what's going on with her.
Let's go. Okay. Hello to my fave podcast girlies. I fell in love with the podcast years ago, and now it feels like I tune into Kiki with my girls every week, and honestly, it's healed me. Send you both all the peace, blessings, and abundance you deserve. The dilemma has me sweating, and I think I know what I need to do, but I need your perspective on my girls. Okay, we're here for you. For context, I'm Canadian, mixed race, and my best friend of 20 years is Portuguese. We met when we were 18. We have birthdays one day apart and have taken birthday trips every year since we were 24. I'm 37 now, and we recently took a trip to Spain, and I had the most racist experience I'd ever had anywhere in my life. I was verbally accosted, ignored in restaurants and stores. A man elbowed me in the chest, another man yelled in my face, all of which was witnessed by my friend, and her response? She gaslit me, saying it didn't happen the way I think, or that it wasn't that serious. Downplayed how I was feeling when I told her I didn't feel safe. She laughed when the men yelled in my face, despite me shaking from fear. And by the end of the trip, I ended up spending the last few days in a hotel because I couldn't take it anymore. And she didn't bat an eye. Once we flew home from the trip, I told her I needed a break from our friendship to figure out how to move forward. But after thinking about it, I'm not sure I want to continue our friendship. I know I can't expect anyone to be my protector, but is it too much to ask for my friend to understand my perspective at least? Empathise with me being hurt physically or emotionally. Do I end the friendship over this, or accept that this is just who she is? I know I'll never vacate with her again, but is it worth ending the friendship altogether? Love you girls.
Oh, that is definitely a sackable offence. I don't think I could get past that, because it's one thing not doing anything. So I understand the world we live in, right? Like, I understand the world we live in. You don't know who you're dealing with. People are crazy things happen. But the bare minimum she could have done was validate her feelings. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's the gaslighting for me. If she didn't do anything, but she heard me and she validated me, then I probably wouldn't cut her off. But the fact that you're gaslighting me, telling me it didn't happen when we both saw in real time that it did, I like that.
So a 20-year friendship is a lot to throw away. Like, absolutely, it's a lot to throw away. But I think this is a big thing, because I'm really big on there's certain things I can't unsee. There is like something will happen and cool, like that's but like I've been physically attacked. Someone yelled in my face, and you're telling me it's not like that. How else is it? Like, what do you mean
exactly.
It's not like that?
What more do you need?
It becomes a point where like your safety is at risk now. If your friend can't stand up for you, if your friend can't be there for you, people being racist towards you, why? Like, why would we be friends? But I do think maybe it's worth not just being like, oh, I'm done and never talking to you again. I think it's worth like sitting her down and having a proper conversation and being like, this happened, I did not like it, I don't mess with it, and because of it I cannot be friends with you anymore.
Yeah, definitely educate her, definitely tell her how you feel, because otherwise, yeah, what's the point in just like walking away from the friendship and she's none the wiser? I definitely think you need to give her a piece of your mind, and you never know, maybe she'll come around when she feels like the friendship is at threat and she'll try to empathize with you more. That triggered a memory. I remember I was in Amsterdam with my friend Karina, and a man walked past me and he said something like racially abusive, and I turned around and I was like, and then she was like, what? And because she didn't hear, and I told her, and then she chased him down the road. Like, she literally chased him across the bridge, and I was the one that was stopping. I was like, just leave him. She was like, no, like proper making a scene. She was getting ready to grip him up. She does not play around. And I was like, no, just leave him. It's not worth it, because I appreciated that she wanted to advocate for me in that time, and I appreciate that she was not having it, and she was more angry than me. But that's enough. That's all I need in terms of a friendship level. Like, don't go and put yourself in danger with a crazy person. But it just triggered a memory, because it was just the polar opposite of like what happened. But there are people that will stick up for you in these sorts of fights. Do you know what I mean? So why should you not have a friend who wouldn't do the same for you? Like, I just think, and sometimes in friendships, you can skirt by and maybe race hasn't been an issue and people don't know what to do in the face of it. Do you know what I mean? So, but for me, I don't like her gaslighting you, telling you that didn't happen. Like, that's very problematic to me. Everything else I can probably overlook, but don't tell me it didn't happen, Yeah,
no, sorry. Actually, deep in it, fuck that girl. I'm so sorry, but it's actually too big a deal to do that to me. Because even if it wasn't racist, if someone was doing that to me, you should back me in another country. Even if it wasn't a racist attack, people were just like not being nice to me. Someone was just like, you should just back me.
Yeah, exactly. So that is crazy for you to turn around and say it didn't happen. What? You saw it with your own two eyes. I don't like that. But yeah, talk to her. And
you need to tell her about herself, though. Tell her about herself and then be done with it.
Next dilemma?
Tell her about herself for real. Yep.
I'll start by praising you both. I'm a long-time listener. I'm in my final year of university now, and you girls have been with me throughout my academic journey from sixth form up until now. I genuinely love what you are both doing. As an only daughter, I would love to get the girlies' opinion on my situation. It's ironic how I thought I would never write into the podcast and then started dating. Oops, man, it's tough out here. For background, I'm a 21-year-old student who has just entered the dating world. I met my man on Hinge, a 23-year-old working in tech. Things are going great. He spends money on me. He has the bag, meaning he earns a lot. He's hardworking and he's ambitious. I truly love so many traits about him. I really feel like on paper we are the perfect match. It's only been 3 weeks and we've progressed really quickly. I genuinely think this may be my first proper relationship, and I might just throw my V card out, if you know what I mean. So this is serious. However, there is one major thing holding me back. My dilemma is he won't let me follow him on Instagram.
Oh.
Even though things are going well, he says social media has no place in our relationship. I feel like for me, it's about the transparency and honesty that I would like in a relationship. I don't think following him is a big deal, especially since we are both just regular people and people often ask for your Instagram on day one. My argument is, if people he isn't close with can follow him, then why can't I? Am I asking for too much? Is this a deal breaker? What are your thoughts on social media in a relationship, and what are the rules, if any? I'm so upset because I thought this was the one, but I can't get over the fact that we cannot solve this dilemma. Is he hiding something? And is it normal to not share Instagram with your partner? This may sound silly, but I'm just a young girl trying to navigate the dating scene. Help a girl out. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, every sort of 2 years, we have to do a refresher course on the social media and relationship thing, because I feel like it changes so much and like my view always shifts up and down. But I don't think it's a big deal. Sorry, I think it's a red flag that he won't let you follow him.
Yeah, and also, is he private? So if he's not on private, right? Because I kind of understand not following your partner, like, but if you're not on private, as long as I can go and look every so often, and just because I want to, then cool. But do you mean you're on private and I can never follow you? Sorry, something's dodgy. Sorry.
Yeah, that is very dodgy. And I feel like when people make these really big principled statements about things like social media, actually, I think you're just drawing more attention to yourself. Because now you're making it more of a thing than what it needs to be. What is the big deal? Like she said, yeah, he could meet a colleague, he could meet someone on a night out, and you exchange Instagram so you can look at each other's pictures. Why can't I? I think it's on your Instagram that I can't
see. If I can't follow you, every time I'm with you, show it to me then. Let me just give me your friend and let me see it. Because what is on there that I can't see?
This is the thing.
Because I get it. Like, following men on Instagram is embarrassing. Like, sometimes men on Instagram is embarrassing. So sometimes I wouldn't follow for a while because I'm like, I don't want to be by you. But we're both in a girlfriend.
Do you know what I think?
It's dodgy.
I think, something's definitely going on. But I also think, that he's got this hard stance, because if he is really strong about you just not following him, then you're definitely not going to get posted. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's trying to set that boundary from now. Don't for 1 second in your life think I'm going to post you and we're going to be posting each other. Don't even follow me. Let's just take the whole social media thing out altogether, because maybe in his mind he feels like this is the opening for bigger expectations. So it's just like, it starts off with you following me. Next thing you're going to ask me who I'm following. Next thing you're going to ask me to post you and I'm not posting you. So maybe he's just trying to be really strong about it from Jump Street, so that there's no confusion. It is what it is. But then say that.
No,
then say that.
The reason why this would be a problem for me is that I can't imagine an explanation that makes sense to me.
There isn't one, that's why.
If
there's not a single explanation that makes sense.
On it, I don't really use it. There's no point. Okay, still let me follow you. Doesn't matter.
Exactly. Then let me see you do nothing. Then
let me see you do
that's
nothing.
Fine, because you've got So but do you think it's breakup worthy?
We need to get to the bottom of this, worthy, because it's not making sense. It's absolutely not making sense, and I won't be able to leave it until it makes sense to me. But I don't know I don't know if I say break up. I don't know, but I need to make sense of this. Yeah. No, I agree. I think you have to be like a dog with a bone on this one. Do you know what I mean? I think you have to just be like, get him to give you a good enough reason that you feel comfortable with. Until you get that reason, I wouldn't drop it. I wouldn't drop it. But I don't know, because you're saying he's all of these other things and he's got all of these great qualities. But unfortunately, sometimes these things that seem small, they sometimes they can be the root of a bigger issue. Do you know what I mean? I just think that he's doing way too much for something that really, in the grand scheme of things, you say isn't important. So then why does it matter? So she needs to do some more investigations. She needs to press on it a little bit more and see how he acts with it, and then take it from there. Yeah, so it's weird.
It's odd. Yeah, it's very odd. It's very, very odd. There's no logical reason.
I will keep talking about it until there's like, fine man, follow me, because I just won't drop it. Because
Yeah. And you don't have any intentions of doing anything with the information. Do you know what I mean? But you just want to see. But now you've made it more juicy.
It's if like when we're out, I see that you're taking pictures to be posting. So let me see it. Because you must use it if you're like posting when we're out. So you're using. Let me see it then.
This is the thing. I think he's done himself a disservice. I think he's made it a bigger deal now than what it needs to be. And so now for me, I wouldn't drop it personally. I wouldn't drop it.
Oh my God, I'm just having the lurgies from the studio. You lot are suffering.
I know, we're really suffering.
Wow.
We're really suffering here. Everyone's ill.
Dilemma. Hello ladies, just to start off by saying you're both amazing at what you do. I've seen you guys live twice and we're even more fire in real life. I wish you both the blessings in the world. My dilemma is one about the hoarding epidemic with immigrant parents. My parents come from Poland and have struggled in life for different reasons. But one thing I've always noticed is their commitment to keeping things that could be thrown away, or acting like scarcity is approaching and never being able to throw away food or clothes, etc. They get quite emotional when confronted about it, even though I do it with a respectable way. I do keep my own private space tidy, but as someone who still lives at home, I wondered if you had any tips on how to help them overcome or gently try to push them into the direction of a tidier lifestyle. It's not about how things look. I'm generally just concerned how they can overcome this. I've spoken with my friends of African parents and other nationalities who aren't English who also notice similar things. Having a pile of stuff to send back home and never been sent, or keeping things that are broken in case they need it one day. Any advice would be appreciated. Hope you guys are all okay. Thank you. Girl, this is a dilemma that brings true to home for the both of us.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a comfort in knowing that it's like not a cultural thing, but I think it is a generational thing, because I can definitely relate to it. I feel like we've both spoken on this several times. I don't really know what you do with. I think that weirdly, you kind of have to accept it for what it is if they're very much committed to holding on to the things. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless you've got the kind of parents that you can speak to and offer suggestions about what to do with the things, and just be like, look, mum, dad, like, you haven't used this stuff in years. Should we have a car boot sale? That's not going to happen, obviously. Should we want to give some of this stuff away? Do we want to give it to charity? Offer them suggestions and see how they respond to it, first and foremost. Because if they're really precious about those things, then I don't know that there's a world in which you can really do anything about it until you move out, really.
Because she talks about the emotional, how they get emotional every time she brings it up. So clearly it's like, like, we don't get it because we're like, oh, you don't need that much stuff. But hoarding is like, it's a psychological trauma thing for them. Like, it's a thing, this whole needing, keeping things or whatever. And you said every time you bring it up to them, even though you do it in a respectable way, because that's all we can suggest, they still get very emotional about it and they can't do it. I don't know if there was a way to be like, we'll do it together. And if that's not possible, you just have to try to make it tidy. Like, I know it sounds crazy. And as someone who, like, I'd go to my dining room and there'll be like boxes on the side of it of things that my mum, she's shipping. Or maybe one day it's like, okay, cool, the things you want to take back, I found this company that does shipping. Like, they're going to come on this date. Let's pack the things you want to take back. So you take action for them to be like, okay, cool, the person's going to come next Thursday. Let's pack all the things we're taking back to Poland.
Yeah.
So then you can look through things and they can see that actually we don't need that. That's not going back to Poland. My mum used to have this habit of sending like old tellies to Nigeria. I'm like, nobody wants a telly with a back off. Like, everybody's got a flat screen now. Like,
everybody.
We can't use Africa as a dumping site. Like, we can't keep saying, oh, we don't want this. Let's take it back to Nigeria. Let's take it back home. It's not useful here. It's not useful there. So I do think maybe when you go through those things with them together, then you can be like, okay, cool, what do we need? But I do think, I don't know, I think we have to give them more space. There must be something that all of them deal with this thing. Like, it's not just one random parent, all of them. So much of them have this thing of holding on to things and wanting to keep things and not wanting to get rid of things. And I guess a lot of it is due to like lack of not having. But I think as much as 100%. You can keep your own space tidy, keep your space tidy. This is many reasons why kids from immigrant parents can't wait to move out. Like, it's literally, this is one of the key reasons that I cannot wait to not have a random box or this thing that's just filled with shit.
Exactly. Literally shit that no one's ever going to use. But I feel like what you said is important. Like, I feel like we do need to offer them grace because we can never understand. Because remember, we're dealing with a very different set of circumstances to what they dealt with. And for them, a lot of the stuff that they have to us might seem like junk. But if it was something that they worked hard for and saved, you don't know, like, the time and energy and effort and money that it took for them to buy that thing. And I feel like oftentimes that's probably more so what it is. It's like, yeah, you see that old clock that doesn't even work as a piece of junk, but maybe mum or dad saved for time to be able to get that. Maybe they had to put money away for time to be able to get that. So the idea of just getting rid of it now, whether it works or not, is a hardship for them. And a lot of them didn't have things, like, they didn't have that. A lot of them went through so much, and I feel like they could just get their validation, or they could get a bit of joy through buying things. Like, I'm convinced that there's got to be some link towards buying things and being able to afford it, and, you know, maybe making up for lack of community at the time, or not having your family here. I don't know, I feel like there's probably so much more to it, because like Tolly said, they all do it. I don't know a single African auntie or uncle, whatever, that is a minimalist. Do you know what I mean? So I definitely think that there is something to it, and I just think that sometimes you have to just let people have things. Like, I think if it's the hoarding where it's proper, it's like the doors barricaded, you can't, like, because you do get those extreme hoarding situations. But the boxes and the old letters and all of these things, I just don't see our generation. We're not going to live like that because we grew up like that, and we realize that, like, that is no way to live. But for them, I think sometimes you just got to let people have things. And if keeping their old things means something to them, and it brings them peace and it brings them a bit of joy, and there's a fear about the attachment to those things, I don't think that we should bulldoze our way telling people how to live that grew up in a completely different context to us. Do you know what I mean? But also try, but you can, but try.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think,
but just try. I would try.
I've booked someone that's coming and is shipping this thing to Poland. Let's go today, and then we'll go from there. And if that doesn't work, just try to keep the house as tidy as you can.
That's it, exactly. I would still try though, because they might find that they might be receptive to it, to like actually being proactive. But if you offer that and they're like, no, and it drums up some sort of fear, then just leave it and just keep your space how you want it.
Think of, every time I hear about hoarding, it makes me think of, do you remember My Family, or The Family, that was on Channel 4?
Yeah, I love that show.
I love that show. I remember the episode of where the girl was just clearing out her mum's shit to be like, let's just get rid of all of these things, like, it's enough, sort of thing. I always think back to that. And I remember watching that, and I was like, oh, so they all do it. I used to think it was like a my house thing.
Do it.
And I saw this girl just clearing out her mum's shit, like, why do we need this? Why do we need that? I think she might have passed the mum now, actually. I think I saw.
Oh no, I love that family so much. I love that show. I love that show. But
a while ago.
But one thing about them and their mess is organized though, because my mum's thing is old letters. Like she keeps old letters, and when I ask my birth certificate, she can find it.
She knows exactly where it is. Yeah, they know
she knows exactly where it is in that organized mess. Like it's actually crazy. But yeah, okay. Next dilemma.
Next dilemma.
Hi, ladies. First of all, I just want to say how much I love the podcast. Tolly, your honesty is unmatched. And Audrey, the way you break things down with so much clarity and balance is exactly what I need right now. You both make tough conversations feel so relatable and safe. So I'm hoping you can help me with mine. I wasn't sure I was going to send in this dilemma. I feel really embarrassed and nervous for both yours and the listeners' responses. I've reached out to friends and family for help before, but a lot of them were quite flippant or harsh. I feel like there's very little grace for women who make relationship mistakes when they are 30 plus. Sorry, this is quite long, but there's a lot going on and I just need to express myself. I got married almost 2 years ago when I was 35. I'll admit I felt like I was on the shelf and time wasn't on my side. While I do have love for my husband, it was rushed, and the ultimate decider for marriage was that I thought he'd make a stable partner and a good father, and I felt like my life wasn't progressing because I was unmarried and childless. Mistake one. My husband and I are both Christians, so didn't live with each other before getting married. I also moved into his house when we got married. We did do premarital counselling and have had counselling from various church people post-marriage, but it's either been ineffective. Thinking back, our premarital counselling wasn't great. We chose the wrong couple to do it, and it ended up causing a lot of issues, and that should have been addressed before marriage. Mistake two. Now, I genuinely believed I could make our relationship work with patience, effort, and positivity. But once we got married, I discovered a different side of my husband that was relentless. He's highly strung, easily irritated, and constantly complains about everything in the house. He has intense mood swings, and something like the sink being piled with dishes can lead to silent treatment for days, and him cancelling plans we've had in the diary for months. I feel like I'm always walking on eggshells. Another thing pre-marriage, he gave me the impression that he was mature and ambitious, and that we were going to be a power couple, but in the marriage, he's quite the opposite. There's been occasions where he's been visibly annoyed about opportunities and work promotions that I've had. He also declines opportunities to progress himself when he's been annoyed with me. I have to beg him to celebrate or support me. My husband and I have zero sexual chemistry. He has a very low sex drive and shows no genuine desire for me. I sometimes also wonder if I'm physically attracted to him. He doesn't seem to care for his appearance now that we're married. We now have a 6-month-old baby, mistake 3. And on paper, my husband ticks some good boxes. He helps with childcare and he's responsible. But emotionally, I feel completely alone. We don't talk, there's no affection, no warmth, no emotional safety, just silence and tension. I do love being a mother and my son has brought so much joy, but this is overshadowed by guilt that he's not being raised by parents in love. Now, we do have some fun moments together. He's not physically abusive and he is a good father, but the fun times are far and few between and clouded by the general lack of tenderness, romance and gentleness. We separated for 6 weeks, a month after baby was born, and it was hell. He and his family turned on me and I had barely had any support from them. I went back, not really out of love, but because I was told to by the couple counselling us at the time, and I needed support with our son. I feel guilty because he deserves someone who truly loves and appreciates him, not someone who feels stuck. But at the same time, he does help with the baby. Why would I willingly make myself a single mother? Now, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to be rational and not make any hasty decisions with a young baby, where I'm hormonal and tired, but also I know that something is very off and not sure if it will get any better. Any advice greatly appreciated.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, boy.
And the part where you said, oh, he deserves someone who truly loves him. Guess who deserves that too? You.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you also deserve someone who loves and appreciates you and wants to be there for you and has all the things. And there is no point looking back now and being like, hey, that's why you shouldn't feel rushed. That's why you should just marry anyone because you're out of fear, right? There's no point. You're in a situation now. And also, you're married. You've got a kid. It would be insane for me to be like, well, just leave. Like, you're not happy. Like, I think exhaust all options, right? Go to therapy together, actually say these. I don't know if he knows you feel these things. I don't know what happened when you guys were separated, if you had the big talk, if you said how you feel, if you're like, I want to work on this, here is all the issues that I'm having, don't know what's happening, blah, 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 blah. But saying all of that, from what you said, it looks like it's done. it looks like he was probably never your person. The other day there was a clip Paul Brunson posted actually, and it was a part of an interview he did with Steve Bartlett, and Steve Bartlett was like, oh, but a lot of people are like, but I've got a biological clock, like I need to meet someone, and he was like, there is something really wrong in picking a partner because of fear of your biological clock. It's because you end up just being someone that's just there. You're just like, you're not like, this person is not the greatest love. And it's not really great. This person is not right for you, but you're doing it because out of desperation of, I want a kid. I feel like I can't, I'm too old. My life is this, my life is that. So you just settle for whoever's willing and ready to marry. Not who you love, not who you think you're compatible with, but who was ready. And there was so much wrong with that. And this is a good example of what was wrong with that. But yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good, bruv. Well, I don't know.
I know it's not at all. It's a really, really tough situation because it doesn't sound like you really want to walk away. So I feel like that's why it's kind of hard to give the advice, because it's not cutthroat. It's not as straightforward as just leave then, because there's parameters in the way. You've also tried to leave. You've done the 6-week separation thing, and it feels like you were almost forced to get back together. And I know what that pressure is like firsthand, when it's like, families are intervening, and I can see why someone would feel almost pressured to go back, especially with a newborn. Feels like that must feel even crazier. And do you know what? I think what she's saying is not that uncommon. Like, there's so much talk nowadays about women who are married that are still single moms. Do you know what I mean? Like, and women carrying so much of the labor in these relationships and not really having partners that can fulfill them in ways. And I think that with this situation, I feel like the reason why it's a bit trickier is because there were problems before the baby came along. Because if you guys were like happy and then you had the baby, I would say, do you know what? That's normal. Like, you're trying to find your feet. Romance and date nights and all of that stuff goes out the window for a lot of people. It doesn't have to, but for most people it goes out the window. You're both just focused on trying to keep this kid alive, and your relationship kind of will take a back seat. But with this situation, it feels like there were red flags. The red flags were flagging before the baby came into the situation. And so I think that I would do the same thing, because it doesn't sound like you want to leave. I feel like you're gonna have to fight for this relationship. I mean, that's not necessarily what I would do, but if you were open to leaving, and if you are open to leaving, then it might be something to consider. But I think that you're here now. You've said that there are some redeeming qualities. Oftentimes we get these dilemmas and there's no redeeming qualities. It feels like there's something there. It feels like stuff that's going on with your husband. There may be other things going on with him. And again, I don't want to like absolve him of responsibility in how he's made you feel, because those things are absolutely valid. But when you have the pockets of joy where like you guys are laughing and stuff like that, I think it's really important to like sit down and talk to your partner. And I actually saw a clip as well, and it was I've heard 2 guys mention this, right? And they've talked about this idea of women not knowing how to talk to men. And at first I was like, what do you mean? Like, we're reared to talk to men. We're reared to like literally mollycoddle them and infantilize them and make them the center of our world. But then when they broke it down, I was like, actually there might be some valid points here. And basically what this guy was saying is that we're not taught how to necessarily deal with men's emotions, because obviously we live in a patriarchy and their emotions aren't necessarily at the forefront of anything. And so even if a guy comes home and he's really stressed out at work, or he's having a really hard time, us as women, if you're partnered with that man, you might offer some words of wisdom, but you might not necessarily know how to really deal with it, because there's so many things that can come off the back of a man not being in a good place. Do you know what I mean? So you might be thinking, oh, well, shit, if you're not doing good at work, then how are we going to pay this mortgage? Like, how are we going to pay for this private? Like, and so even though you want to be empathetic and you want to show up for your partner, those other things are kind of ticking in the background, and men are aware of that. And I think that there's something in that. And I don't think that that's men's fault or that's women's fault. I think that's just a systemic thing. Do you know what I mean? So it sounds to me like your husband, because you said he's highly strung and easily irritated. I don't think that those are personality traits that anyone is born with. I think that those are things that are triggered by other things. Yeah. So I really would like for you guys to like sit down and really have a deep conversation about what this means for your relationship.
You both aware that you both
exactly.
And also, exactly. Like, in a horrible way, I would recommend someone outside your church.
Yeah,
and I'm saying that someone who was a Christian as well. I'd recommend someone outside of your church. Same. Because a lot of church counsellors are not professional counsellors. Obviously, they're saved by experience and they've got the guidance of like they're helping you with the with faith and all things like that. But it might be worth actually seeing a relationship therapist outside of your church that is not going to be like, trying to, I don't know, that's actually going to allow you both to speak freely. Because I think, how free are you even speaking outside of the church, right? Because in the church, because you're aware that this person knows you don't want to tell the truth, but speak to someone where you can both be very, very honest. And maybe you see that, maybe he feels the same way, and he's like, shit, like, I feel stuck in this as well. Like, I don't know how we got here. I didn't want to be here, and here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, like, I know you said, there were like some redeeming factors. The redeeming factors, like, he's not physically abusive. That's not enough.
Yeah, that's not really a redeeming factor.
That's not a redeeming. That's not. No, like.
Yeah, you should look after your kid, and you shouldn't hit me.
Like, a 17-year-old woman says, "Hey, you're very good to me. You never bit to me."
Yeah. That's like bare minimum. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. So it's not even really it's not even
like,
really.
It's not a bad thing. Like, he's never laid his hands on me.
Yeah.
Damn right.
That shouldn't even be a thing. But I think what is really important about what Tolly said as well about seeking counsel outside of the church is that, by the way, you can do both. And I feel like people forget that, like, you can seek counsel from church, and you can also seek counsel from people outside of it who are not necessarily going to be angled towards you staying. Because I feel like with church counsel, like, the goal is always to make the marriage work, and I think that's necessary. Yeah, and I think that's kind of necessary, especially in your situation, because it doesn't sound like you want to leave. It feels like you want to make it work. But then if you have another perspective of someone who can kind of navigate, like, what's actually happening in the relationship, so you just have some balance as well. So you've kind of got counsel from people that are guiding you in what it looks like to stay and how to fix it, and someone that's offering you another perspective if, like, maybe you split up and you figure out how you co-parent. But I think that when you're in dire straits like this, just accept all the help you can, like, speak to all the people that you can that are the professionals. But I don't know, it feels like there's something going on with him as well that I think is worth investigating and really talking to him outside of, like, his role as a provider, his role as a dad, and really kind of speaking to him as a person. And I know in general, like, the world is set up for men, but we're talking about a very specific interpersonal relationship, and I think it's worth it if you want to stay with him and kind of, like, block out all that background noise and just really get to the nooks and crannies. And when you have that conversation, hopefully that gives you space to say how you're feeling, because sometimes getting it off your chest, that can be massive. Do you know what I mean? Like, that can help, like, so
honest.
Much.
Do you know that honesty?
You need to be honest.
The
like,
car home might be a bit quiet for a while, but
but at least it's out. Yeah.
And
them
also,
conversations,
Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, them conversations where you're mad honest, and then, you know, when someone gets a bit too honest and they're like, I want to have threesomes. It's like, no. Too far. No, too far, sir. Too far.
The weird thing about those really honest conversations is that it's the how long it takes you guys to be back to normal again. Because like, you're still kind of like, and also she's mentioned here talking about living on eggshells. That sounds like hell.
Yeah, no.
Living around when you feel like you're on eggshells, that sounds like hell. And I'll just make a point to say that, like, whatever happens, whatever, and if you do decide to leave or whatever, I just know you're not making yourself a single mother. You just make yourself a single woman. Like, it doesn't absorb all of his responsibilities if you are not together. Part. That's still his kid.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this is a see someone outside of your church, see a therapist, and see what they're saying thing to me. Anyway.
Agreed.
Right, next and last.
Agreed. Next and last.
Okay. Hi, Tolly and Audrey. First of all, I can't write this dilemma without appreciating what you do for us listeners every week. You keep us entertained, you make us laugh, you give us great advice, and you are truly like sisters I never had. May you be blessed in all your future endeavours. I would like to ask for help with my dilemma. My co-worker has very poor hygiene. She smells like sweat, and her teeth look like she hasn't brushed them in weeks. There is a lot of plaque build up on her teeth. When she walks by, the wave of sweaty smell just hits you like a truck. And I'm not the only person who has noticed this, because the smell is too disgusting and the teeth are too obvious. My nose is not different than other people's noses, so I'm sure other people smell it too, but I think nobody dares to say something about it. My dilemma is, should I just suck it up and hold my breath whenever she's close proximity? Should I talk to her privately about this, or should I talk to my manager about this? If I talk to her privately, or if I talk to my manager, what should I say without sounding rude? I would love to hear what you girls think. Thanks for reading my dilemma. You don't sound close enough to her to tell her that she thinks.
At all.
You don't.
You are not buddies. Yeah.
And in all honesty, you didn't say that her mouth was smelling. You don't sound close to her to say she stinks.
At all.
You cannot tell her that.
At all.
And even before you think about telling your manager, is it affecting your work, or is it just that it's just that, oh gosh, this is annoying?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because if it's It's not like this thing is giving me a raging headache. I'm gonna have to sit next to this woman and I can't do my work.
Yeah.
Fair. But it doesn't even sound like you sit next to her in the office. She just walks past occasionally.
And people don't think it's you because I think that's something to like, it's not me, hon.
Past, you just put your lips onto your nose. And then you block the airways a little bit.
Yeah. Just, you know what's coming, innit? Just anticipate. Yeah, exactly.
You put your finger under your nose. You put your shirt over your nose. Just do what you need to do to protect yourself. But you have no business
be nice and discreet.
Anything about how she smells or the state of her rotten mouth.
I totally agree. I feel like option C was the option. If it's that bad that it's impacting your work, go and tell your manager.
Yeah.
Because this is what managers get paid to do, right? They get paid to manage people. It's not just about delegating. These like, you know, life situations that occur, that's what you get paid the big bucks for. So I would definitely pass that on. Like it's definitely not your place.
Only
I feel like
if it's affecting your work.
Only if it's affecting your work. Exactly. But it's like, I just agree. I just can't stress that enough. It's just not your place because you don't now want to go and cause tensions, and now you're being looked at funny in the light, and next thing you're being accused of bullying. You don't know how people are capable of twisting your words.
Friend. She didn't say work bestie. She said
at all.
Colleague. You have no right to tell that woman anything about the state of her mouth or her body. You can't tell her that.
Zero. Tell the manager.
Yeah.
If it's that unbearable, otherwise it's just you'll just have to grin and bear it, literally.
Sorry, sir. Like,
but I wouldn't say I wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't say a word. I'd be
word.
so mortified. I wouldn't. I just would leave it. But if someone must
do you
know,
say to the
let it be the higher ups.
I'd just be like, hey, John,
I'll just be like,
have a word.
just be like, yeah, can we have a word? And I'll just be like, I've noticed that Susan has a bit of a hygiene problem, and I just don't want her to be the talk of the office. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but no, actually you say, I've noticed that she's become the talk of the office, even though you're the only one talking. And just be like, oh, you know, people are talking, and I would hate for her to like feel ostracized or for her to not be in the loop. And I just didn't want to go above my position. I didn't want to go above my station and saying anything, so I don't know. I'm just putting it to you. What you do with it, what you will.
What you want, yeah. If my work manager ever came up to me and said,
but the manager, I'm sure the manager knows if he hasn't already told her.
Bruv, if my manager said to me, "There's been a complaint about your hygiene," I'm quitting. There's no way. I'm quitting.
You have to.
In this economy, I'll still quit.
You literally have to quit.
What do you mean? There's been a complaint about my hygiene?
Do you know how embarrassing that is? Like, no, you actually have to run for the hills.
Yeah. No.
And just never look back.
No, none of that. None of that. No, thank you. But yeah, that is it, honeys. That is it from this very international podcast.
Remote record one done.
Live from Lagos and live from London. We hope you have enjoyed it.
Yep.
We hope it is saved. Because there is a world where none of this is saved.
Oh no, God forbid.
There is a world where you might just get audio this week, depending on what's saved or what's happened, because the internet was going in and out. So fingers crossed, this is all intact. And if it's not, so sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, we tried. You can see we really tried to bring you something considering the circumstances. So yeah, God willing, it's all fine. I really hope,
because it was a good chat. I mean, my audio is saved.
I know, it proper was. I laughed a lot.
Yeah,
well, that's great. That's great. I think we'll be fine.
So there's that.
I think we'll be fine.
Okay. Right, Hans. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Had a good time. Felt funky and fresh. If you're out in Lagos, maybe I'll see you. If you're not, if you're out in London, maybe Audrey will see you.
You might see me. Yeah.
You might see me. I've been your girl, Tolly T.
And just call me Audrey. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.